It is that of the 26th of July, 2018, a Thursday. Welcome to the Money Charts channel. This is your crypto day morning. And like always, all trades, all best bets, and all such of the like is always within your own risk and own reward. And it's all about the game and how you play it, understanding the game. And within the game of crypto price movement and being able to buy and sell amongst the price areas, it's not a surprise for these markets when they're ready to go and then they go that they'll have phenomenal moves. As we look at such, ADT, AD token, is down noticeably lower than 50% decline in under 3 days. Yet in about 4 days or so, it is up more than double, as it was at 200. So it's up close to 150% in that time. And these markets have wild movements continuously. And well, here's a spot where it's just coming back down now to the 18 average of highs, a front-weighted one. And that's where it gets important. Because what the mathematics would be doing is the high for this current period is 647 and multiply that number by 18. And then the previous number is 891, so let's multiply that by 17. And the number before, 1068, multiply 16. And then the previous one, multiply 15, then 14, and so on until you get to 1. And then you divide it by the sum, and I think it's 177, but wherever it is, you divide it by the sum thereafter. That's how the front-weighted works. And another reason why the 18 average is just accelerating to the point in which it is doing. As far as technical analysis is concerned, it's made a statement that it's ready to make some interesting moves and the downtrend, and maybe even have another leg or two higher coming up thereafter. Of course, for something like this to be the case, it's going to have to settle down, find some support. And normally when you break a resistance like this, I want to see it hold and stay above that key level, which is 266 and 292. And I guess longer term I am, but short term, I like to see this thing find some support, even maybe roughly around this little congestion area of April at around 400 or so. And again, the volatility that these markets can provide is just magnificent. On Vertcoin, a sort of similar thing. I mean, it didn't 5x, but it did do better than double. And it did so from the failed breakdown. I talked about that in yesterday morning's video, and it has been coming back down. So this is a spot where it's went from 27,000 down to 17,000 under such. So therefore, it is down about 36% from the highs in which it had at 3:30 in the morning yesterday. So that would work out to that of a little over 29 hours. And there was even a situation in here at timestamp 8 p.m. Eastern time last night, where the price, which had fallen down to about the 19 handle, gets up to about the 23 handle, which enables you for a 20% push. And of course, it's given it all back. And it's now getting towards the point of being at lows not seen since, 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday. That is not quite day and a half low. So again, wild volatility. And it seems like all the altcoins are subject to having these moves. And of course, within altcoins, in the collective method, we have seen so many situations where they go up together, aka like last December. Of course, this one worked a little bit different. So let's just show you the example. And this is a big one. I mean, red coin went from like 10 to like 190, but they all the markets collectively in the months of December went up. All the markets collectively in March went up. Of course, this is not a good example. Yeah, it's a good example. Not really. No, it's a terrible example. Actually, pretty much all the markets went up in March, but not this one. And the example, and we're talking 2017 March as well. So this is a spot where 77.50, and then it goes up from 77.50 to 456. So that's a big move. And of course, all the volatility that these markets have, well, it's the name of the game. Let's move on to Bitcoin. And its price right now is holding above the 18 average, which has been rising, well above it still. It hasn't touched the 18 average since July 16, 17 area. It's been above it now for a week and a half. A sideways correction here, not long enough to officially have a time correction, but you know what? the word official doesn't mean too much for me. Did it tangibly have one of a sort? Yes, it did. And then 2 green candles up to follow. So now it's important to really stay and hold above 76, 7,500. And well, so far we've obviously seen such an example on the single hour time frame. If the market's going to be going in a sideways range, it looks like the range thus far has developed a support base at 8,058, and the original high has still not been touched since at about 84.92. And it's really just had one small move, a little bit of a price correction in up markets. I mean, you got to have them. There's always people that are profit taking. There's people that were waiting to get to these numbers just because they refused to sell at 6,000 or 7,000. Now they finally have. A little bit of a rally since then, but just hanging in there really well. Again, I say really well because I would like to see this 77.63 down to 75.20 or 75.05 area hold if it's going to have any kind of price corrections. I'd like to thank you for tuning into today's video and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.